Are you about to give up on your website? Going to rely just on Facebook to get the word out about your business, to trigger word of mouth marketing? Well, if that's the case, watch this episode because we're going to be talking about 3 ways to kick your website into overdrive.
Hello and welcome to episode 76 of Soho Insights, brought to you by Ovaline, where we empower your small office, home office lifestyle through web hosting, cloud services, and domain names. Hello, I'm Kathy.
And I'm Jen, and you're watching Small Office, Home Office Insights with Ovaline.tv. This episode of Soho Insights is our 76th.
I want to say that I watched our first episode today.
None of you are allowed to go look it up.
Nobody's allowed. And we need to hide that because that was scary. And this is how I did. My name is, let me look. It was bad.
That was not live.
It was really dark. And your hair was black.
I think we did it 5 times. I just had
I know.
a baby.
Anyways.
So anyway, back to what I was talking about. It's the 76th episode, and we're talking about websites tonight. And I think Jamie mentioned it. Jamie Slutsky of fitwithflair.com. She mentioned that we could probably talk about this topic
forever.
For a very long time.
And we do usually.
Which, yes, we do. And we're trying to put ourselves on a time limit tonight to 20 minutes.
We'll see if
because we think 20 minutes would be a great length for a web show.
Actually, we did this.
We'll see.
We did this when we first started. Our producer, my husband, her father, used to put a countdown clock over on this other computer, and it would ring halfway through our show, and we'd panic. So
anyway, and then we'd have to redo it. But this is live, so we're already sucking up time.
Okay, sorry.
Talking about the
Come on,
websites.
you're wasting time.
So I know. Gosh, now see the timer thing is not good for us. So we're talking about websites. We're going to talk about 3 ways to kick your website into overdrive. And this is for people that think that their website, I'm not going to update that. I'm not going to pay attention because nobody goes to it anyway. I'm just going to Facebook things and let people find out about me over Facebook, which is a valid point for some people. But
where are they going to find you?
well, no, it's you were saying earlier. You were saying earlier. If
I said a lot of things earlier.
Mom has said a lot of things earlier, and that's what this whole episode is based off of. Mom's one of her little
a lot of people talking
rants.
to me. So
anyway, the big thing here is that if you have that issue where you're saying, I'm just going, why should I even have a website? I'll just rely on Facebook. You're not doing it right. You're missing the boat on something. So we're going to be talking about 3 ways to kick that into overdrive. But before we get started, Mom has an event she's going to on Thursday.
Yes, if any of you are in Seattle, we're both trying to get out of the office more often, and Thursday will be my first time. I'm going to women-owned business
owners?
Yes, it's in Seattle at the Harbor Club from 11:30 to 1:30. I know I paid for it as a luncheon. It sounds really fun. It's at the Harbor Club in Seattle on Thursday. I hope everybody goes because it looks like a lot of fun, and a lot of women-owned businesses will be there.
Yeah, and so I today we're doing pretty good. We've got 2 events this week. You're going out to one. I went out to one today, and it was with Crave, the Crave Company's founder, Melody Behringer, who's actually my guest on Young Female Entrepreneurs live stream on Thursday. We just finished up her book for the book club, so make sure that you show up at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern on Thursday to get some questions answered from Melody. But anyway, if you show my computer, I have, so I touted this, TOUT.com is this service where you can load up 15-second updates. And so I did a quick tout of this event that I went to that was in Seattle at Makers co-working space.
I like that name.
Yeah, Melody hosted it. It was an hour or so of Alexandra. She's the author of By Invitation Only, I believe is what the book is called. I should have double-checked that. But she's a co-founder of the GILT Group, which is GILT group. It's By Invitation Only, and it does this luxury fire sale type products that's now at $1 billion valuation. And so she was talking about answering questions based off of what she wrote about in her book. And
we need to get that book.
One of the takeaways that I had that I wanted to share with people was about hiring. I mean, there's a few different takeaways, and if you follow me on Twitter, you can find some of them. But the hiring piece was a big part in that.
Jay Dono is her.
Oh, yeah, Jennifer Dono. Jennifer Dono. DONOGH is my Twitter handle.
Okay, go ahead.
When hiring people, especially as a startup or a fast-growing company, you need to go in and give them the expectations that when they first start, this might be their job description today, but 3 months from now, they could be very well doing something totally different. And even on a day-to-day basis, that might change. And I was thinking about our company, and we have Carissa and Connie. Connie does the books for us, right? She invoices our web hosting members. But last week, she was our photographer. So I was thinking, this totally, that makes sense. And I met with a couple Parallels team members who gives us our Plus control panel. And it was funny. I was saying, okay, well, what do you do in your job today? And they were like, it's totally different from what I was hired.
6 months,
and they're saying 6 months down the road, I have no idea what I'll actually be doing at this company, but I'm loving the ride. And because our company is growing so quickly. And so when hiring people, rather than looking for what their experience is for a specific job description, hire people that are passionate about your vision. And let's say that you're a solopreneur or someone that doesn't really hire people. You still pay people to do different things in your business. You pay people to design your website, to do social media. So this is what I'm going to say to you. Hire people that believe in your vision, understand it, and love it. That understand, and yes, our producer just whispered to us, they understand your why it is that you're in business and what it is that you're doing bigger than what your actual services are.
They can't help you unless they know that.
Yeah, and imagine if you had somebody that loved and was so passionate about your business like you were, that's really what you should be looking for, because they're going to take your business to the place that you want it to be. And I talked about this in my vlog. We do a vlog over at youtube.com/OvalIVlog. It's a daily vlog where we talk about what it's like to build a web hosting company as a mother-daughter team, which there's not too many out there.
We're getting there. We'll do more.
You
mean mother?
Yes. No, vlogs. I didn't say vlogs. We actually have a lot of vlogs.
Okay. Oh, you meant mother-daughter.
We did like daily stuff
for hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that doesn't happen.
Aww. Yes, Dad. And by the way, we're on chat, so if you're live, we are on the chat. And so you can see here, yes, we've got the producer up here who is Dad.
That's funny.
So going back into, before we get into the website piece that we're talking about, again, if you're just tuning in live now, Soho Insights goes live. We're speaking to home-based business owners every Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern at ovali.tv/live.
Jen, also, you didn't say, I know she's ranting. She can talk a lot. Why?
Not ranting.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Young female, yeah. Your dad said. Okay, so young female entrepreneurs that she does in her spare time. She did a Twitter chat, which you do how often? You do it all the time.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. She did a really good one, except she screamed, and it was like, what's going on? And it's because, what was it, spam overtook you today when you did the chat?
Anything and everything that could go wrong this morning went wrong. And I talked about it in the vlog, and we'll leave it there.
Yes.
So I got a couple funny stories in the vlog, so check out youtube.com/OvalIVlog. So moving on, we've got this road trip. Mom is very nervous about it.
I did a commercial over the weekend, and by the way, to my two nieces, Kaylee and Logan, I just love you guys. You are our biggest viewers, I would say, and I just love those two. And I'm telling my sister right now, because I did not send this to you yet. This is my acting debut.
So we're going to show you a quick video of our virtual road trip. It's very exciting, and we've invited all of our community members, our web hosting members along with us. We're going to be interviewing. Well, anyway, watch the video.
We'll tell you about it afterwards.
Yeah. What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm coming to get you.
Coming to get me?
We're going on a road trip today.
Mother, it's a virtual road trip.
I know. We're going to be working virtually with web hosting, business class email, our VoIP. I can't wait.
Well, that would be a lot of fun. It's actually a virtual road trip, and we're staying here and interviewing small business owners across the country from Ovalite headquarters.
Well, you're not packed.
Oh, we're staying here. Okay, so that was Mom's acting debut.
Okay.
And okay, let me try and open this up a little bit. Did you want to say something about your acting debut?
No. My grandson, though, loves it.
And that's all that matters, right?
It does.
He says, Grammy video, Grammy video.
Grammy's house, Grammy's car.
Yeah, and then he talks about it the whole way through. So we've got this little sign-up box, and when you sign up for our emails, basically what you do is you're our travel companion, and we're going to be visiting 50 states over the summer, where it is a, and actually, why don't I go ahead and show you what's behind here. We're going to be visiting 50 states, small businesses in all 50 states. And so you've got our travel itinerary once you give us your email and, you're part of the trip with us. And we'll be updating this as we get ready to get going. But yeah, you've got our itinerary here, which is in May. It starts in June.
Yeah, Google map.
Yeah, we've got our map here. And what we're looking for is for business owners who would like to be part of our state stops too. And if you know of a great business owner who would be interested in doing this, if you refer it over to us, we would be happy to give your business a plug, saying this video was brought to you by,
and we'll interview, we'll do everything we can.
So to find out more about it, go to ovalite.com/VRT2012.
Awesome.
Yeah. So moving on, let's get into our
let's
topic.
Move on.
The address one more time was Ovalite, which is OVALEYE.com/VRT2012.
So please join us, sign up, subscribe, whatever that little green box with the purple arrow.
It's all about growing our businesses by sharing resources and tips through, even if you have a similar industry, if someone's over in New York and you're down in California, sharing what it is that's working in your business and what hasn't worked.
We want to interview lots of people, yes.
Yeah, so let's get into our topic at hand. So, we're talking about websites.
You know, you looked at websites.
I know. I wanted to make sure that we got everything done.
Okay, we did. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about websites. Do you have the?
I have the little slides up.
Okay, good.
And the issue, why did you want to do this for the... We're doing pretty good on time. Actually, no, we're not. We've got 3 minutes left if we want to do 20.
Would you turn off the timer then?
I have the timer off. I didn't even start it.
Okay.
Okay.
So why did we do... Well, see, it says, do I still need a website? In my eyes, yes, you do. Now go to the next slide. Make your website.
Why did you bring this up?
Because so many people have, when I go to events, certain people have emailed me, Facebooked me, they've tweeted to me, why do I need a website? I have Facebook. That is a very good question. Let's think about Facebook and a website. A Facebook is kind of a community that you invite into yours. And plus, not a lot of people are still on Facebook, which is surprising to me. I thought everybody was, but there's a lot of people not on Facebook. You're losing all of those people. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Our producer just said the people that are on Facebook don't use it a lot.
Which is
example of him. He does not use it much, but I think it's great. It connects us with our followers, the businesses that are our clients, lots of fun people. So I do like Facebook for the connections. I don't think it's a good idea to have that as a website all the time. If you start as a business, you're just starting out, you have no budget, totally understand if you went to Facebook and you just started out. That's great word of mouth.
Community growing.
Yeah, for your family, your friends, that's a great way to start. On our share on the screen behind us shows the Ovali Facebook. We use, and isn't there some kind of rule you can't even use your
the cover
brand kind of thing?
Yeah, the cover says something about like you can't have your address on there, your website address, you can't have advertisements, you can't have your name on there. It's just supposed to be an image that resembles or depicts your business.
So just looking at Facebook, the look and feel, it's hard to find what you actually need. Now, the first thing you'd probably need is a contact and a little bit about. There's a little button there that says the about and not much about your services at all. Yeah. So then if you go to Ovali, behind me.
Well, you're in full control of how that
Yes, you're in full control. Is. And yes, the rules change on Facebook a lot for small businesses.
Well, there's probably 20 or so items that we could talk about why you shouldn't rely on Facebook alone. But let's get back into like what the website piece of is and why you need to have a website and what a website that is actually working for you really means. Because a lot of times people will just put up that splash page that gives them, your information and things like that, and they'll just leave it there. But there's so much more that we could be doing that would expand the horizons in our website. So, as far as what your website can do for you, let's talk about a couple things. Yeah, so that's we just did that. So your website can obviously do the marketing for your business.
Actually, so you would point people to, with the business cards, with your networking, you would say, go to ovali.com and find out more, get my, some kind of context or some kind of action item from that website.
Well, it was part... Okay, so for marketing, you can talk about it on online marketing and in-person marketing, right? So that was a great way. That's a great example that I hadn't thought of, is that in your in-person marketing, you're extending your reach with those people. So maybe you've just given them a flyer, but there was no further relationship builder there. It could have said, hey, go to ovali.com and follow us and do all sorts of different things. But anyway, so marketing is a big piece. So if you're going back to that checked piece, another part of it is your sales force. So like Mom was saying, Facebook layout is very much geared towards a specific action. They're wanting people to talk to you. They're wanting people to share with you and encourage interaction. Whereas on your website, your whole point is to get them to make that sale or to take the next step, to call you. And that's not how Facebook is laid out. So it talks about like the design piece behind the psychology of selling. What? So the next one. So the next one is Word of mouth.
And okay, so first, word of mouth can be from Facebook, by the way, but it can also be by your brand. The brand is very important, and I think that's a huge part of, I said huge,
Yeah.
Of the website too. So the first thing most people see on a website is your brand, and you have to show that. You have to show your logo, you have to show the top part of the website, and it gets people to understand who you are. And then you can go to all your social media and make them go to Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn or Google Plus. But make them go to that first point, and then go to the word of mouth.
So the last two is really point of sale and funnel filler, and that's part of your sales process. So one of a great books on getting clients is this, if you can show it on here, is Get Clients Now. It's by C.J. Hayden. It's a couple years old. I got this when I was first starting off in business. I think it's this book at least. Yeah, it talks about the sales funnels and different things like that. So if you're new to the idea of how to market and then
put that out more
all the way over to getting the sale, that's a fantastic book.
Yeah.
But anyway, so your website is great because you're asking them to take that next action. So whether it is the point of sale where they're actually purchasing something from you, or if it is just getting their email address. So like what we're doing with VRT 2012, we're asking you to become of our community so that we can give you further updates, and hopefully down the line you'll want to host your website with us.
And she doesn't put on the notes that we've been showing. One of the big things that is really important if you have a website is most of your competition, no matter who has a business, you usually have competition. And most of those, like an example would be landscapers. I just look for somebody to help us with our grass. And the first thing I did, of course, we have a lot of landscapers, so I know who they are, and I'm double checking to see if I Googled them too, they would show up, and they did. But what I do is I Google landscaper and then my zip code, and most of them that I know come up, and then a few from out of town. So if you don't have that website, you're not going to be on that.
Yeah. So on that
Google
note,
search.
On that note, because we did leave that out of our little slide presentation that we're doing on here,
especially if you have
searches. Okay, this is the important key here: is that Google and Bing, they're all gearing towards you specifically. So your cookies, your social, not only what it is that's stored in your browser.
Do they know what cookies are?
Little things that my son likes to eat. No, but your browser remembers what you're doing online. So if you click, Google remembers this too. If you're looking for a car and you've clicked on Toyota 5 times or something like that, Google is now going to remember that you prefer Toyotas, and so they're going to match things up with you when you search for cars later. That's going to naturally push Toyota further. So there's tons of different things like that. So the fun thing here is that if someone looks for landscaping or something like that in their local area, Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, they're not going to show up because they're competing against things like Yelp. They're competing with things like your websites, all sorts of directories. And so those pages are going to only, if you're just relying on that, you're going to be stuck.
There should be a little bit more to that too. It's talking about a landscaper. There's other services, but they're going to come to my house and they have to check out my lawn. I need to know who these people are.
That they're a real business?
Yes. So I look at their website and they have to look professional. It doesn't have to be $1,000 website, but it has to look professional with a logo, hopefully some kind of picture, because they're coming to our house. And then the first thing you better have is somewhere on there is the contact page.
Telephone number.
Yes, because some did not have that. It took me forever, so I didn't use it.
Yeah, so, okay.
Action item.
Yeah. This is a fun little quote from Mom, missing a brick and mortar presence. Because really, if you're relying on just a Facebook page, you were saying that you're limiting yourself, which is very true. Because while that might work for word of mouth, could you imagine if you actually put some effort into your marketing, how many additional people you could be helping?
Well, you don't even have to put money into it. You just have to...
Did I say money or effort?
No, effort. You said
I meant
effort. No, you said effort.
Okay, good. So if you just thought a little bit about your marketing, how many more people you would be helping. So word of mouth is great because word of mouth is really how we get web hosting members.
That's how we started.
But when you put a little bit more effort, you get one other person that signs up. That person spreads their word of mouth. And while if revenue is not an important thing for you, think about the people that you're helping. And that's the big thing here.
Okay.
So moving on.
Next one.
Let's talk about these 3 ways to put your website into overdrive. So if your website isn't bringing you business and you don't think it's important, it's because you're missing one of these things. And one of them is a blog. And let's say that you have the blog up there and you're like, oh, Jen, but I do have a blog. Well, reevaluate what it is that you're actually blogging on.
Oh, the producer was talking to me. It's like, what? So the blog, we have a website, and then all of us have our blogs. So I just talked about on my blog about the commercial. Jen just talked about on her blog, you just said, what was it? Your day. So those kind of things show into our brand too. So a blog can be your brand with
your personal brand or your
personality, basically. And that can start, that's really a cheap way to start too a business, is just do a blog.
Well, and it's
people
funny
get to know you.
So let's say that you have a business website up there and you have a blog and you're saying, oh, Jen, but I have the blog up there and it's still not working for me. People aren't visiting. Reevaluate what it is that you're blogging on. Like Mom was saying, we each have our personal blogs and then we have a company blog. We have an OvalEye.tv blog. We're in overdrive here.
Yeah, Carissa started blogging, one of our, our community managers, and she does Tuesday nights with me on Small Businesses Do Better. She started with Washington Wine as her blog, and she would communicate with all the wineries and the different people that had to do with wine. So that kind of got her into blogs and Twitter and everything, just because she liked, I don't even know, she liked wine at that time.
It's all about getting creative in your marketing. Yeah. So if the blog isn't working for you now, get creative and think about a way to remix it and make it work for you. Make it be something that people want to read and share.
Yes.
And then eventually buy from you. So the second point that we had to bring up
another one for blogs is like trainers. We could go on forever. Uh-huh. But my trainer started a blog to talk about his business, because he works with individual people, and you have to kind of get to know who that person is if you're going to work with them one-on-one. So a blog helps for that too.
Yeah, so the second point is to show your resume off. And this works for both the individual that's looking for a job, but also for the business owner. And resume meaning, what's your past experience? Who are clients that you've worked with? What are the testimonials they'll give you? Testimonials is huge, and a lot of business owners don't utilize that to the fullest. I know that we aren't even utilizing it to the fullest.
No, we are going to step that up. But another idea for resumes is our son, when he graduated.
For the individual.
Yes, and I recommend this for like the trainer and the
consultant.
Also, yes, a consultant, to get your name. So I have Kathy K. Nelson. Jen has jendono.com. We all have our names because that helps with that resume. Kenny, our son, he did his name, and then when he sent in a resume, he said, just go to my website for more information.
Yeah, so the business owner that is a consultant can include this, but for any business owner, the resume could include your past clients, testimonials,
nice.
Portfolio. It could include things that press mentions. Okay, here's the thing. If you don't have any press mentions, or if maybe you have them in real paper, real paper, newspapers.
Yeah, remember what that is?
Save all of them, take pictures of them on your iPhone, upload them onto Facebook, and then have links. I mean, share that with everyone. The fact that you've been mentioned in the press, make sure that your website includes information, because that's just selling you further and making sure that you're legitimate.
Let me just say one more thing about that resume. By the way, OvalEye.com, please go to any person that is graduating from college and needs, or high school right now. This is the time to go over to OvalEye.com and buy a domain name and a WordPress blog.
So okay, we just brought up on the screen the idea of having the website be your home base. So while you do have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, we were just saying to put your press mentions on Facebook, have it all direct back into your website, because that information is available 24/7, whereas Facebook, Mom was talking about earlier, people aren't on Facebook. But if you are on Facebook, you're active on Facebook, Facebook is actually showing you who it thinks you want to see. So I am friends with hundreds of people. I like hundreds of pages, and I see popular. Most people are friends with a couple hundred people. I only see probably 3 or 4 people that talk on my timeline.
Yeah, you don't have time to always like them.
No, Facebook decides for me who I've liked that I want to see.
Well, I have stuff on my Facebook page, and my family doesn't have Facebook pages, so they can't see anything.
Yeah, so it's important to have that home base. Yes. And the last one that we wanted to go over was in handling e-commerce and other transactions. And so kicking your website into overdrive, if you just have that resume now, adding on the ability to sell packages. If you're a service-based business, bundle things in advance. So say like,
No, I'm going to talk now. So e-commerce, by the way, they have so many great options out there that are budget-friendly. And you don't have to have an IP address, SSL certificate, which makes it, and if you don't know what that is, it's just kind of, the security kind of stuff, and it costs extra. But nowadays, they make it really budget-friendly. In fact, we offer a template that you can just add buttons to, and it connects to PayPal or whatever you're using for your payment base, and it's wonderful. So it's very budget friendly, and that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, so you don't have to sell if you use these
WordPress
e-commerce.
has it too.
Yeah, if you don't want to sell, if you don't have little products that you can sell and ship out, you can still bundle your services in a cute way that you can actually sell them online.
Yes.
And then as far as other transactions go, making appointments, allowing people to email you. There's so many different little widgets that you can pull into your website now, which brings us to our very last point that we don't have a little slide presentation for, but this is what we want to drill home with you, is that you need to own your website. You need to have full access to your control panel. You need to be able to log into it anytime, and you need to have a content management system. So if you don't know code and you don't know design, you can still log in. You can still log in and you can make changes on your website yourself. Own it, update it, make sure that it's working for you. If it's not working for you now, do something about it.
Go to ovaleye.com.
Well, we don't do websites. We just host them.
No, but we provide everything you need for that. Okay. So somebody, Logan says,
oh my gosh,
cut in on Jen.
Uh-oh. That's funny. And Janie, I see that Janie's on. She was my dance teacher
Kaylee.
Growing up. And Janie's her dance studio is very cute. It's in town in local
I wrote a blog
dance.
about Janie. I wrote a blog because this commercial actually made me think about the Duval days that I've been in all the parades with Janie.
KathyKNelson.com. You should check it out. It's pretty funny.
I wore
Let me pull it up.
A little outfit for Chicago, the dance, all that jazz. We wore that in a parade in downtown Duval. With fishnets and high heels. I mean, so I think those kind of things get you ready to do just about anything.
Such as make silly videos for your
and do this show, because Janie really toned us up to do, because I was the mom and
you a performer.
Yeah, she tried at least.
So anyway,
that's funny that she tuned in. Thanks, Janie. And Kaylee, Logan, and my sister. Thank you. That was fun, and I'm not like Gangy Judy. Please don't say that. All right. We're off to see my mother-in-law for Dancing with the Stars now, the last show, I'm sad. Okay, thank you, everybody. This is Kathy and Jen with ovaleye.com. See you next week.